Hey guys, CGS Knives here. Out in the shop today, got the heaters going. It's extremely cold in here. You can see my breath actually. It's 22 degrees outside when I came in here today, and it is still cold. But today, I want to talk to you about these. A friend of mine said they had some antlers for me. They have a 12-year-old son who has a knife and wants to be rehandled, and if I put a new handle on it for him, they'd give me these antlers. And this was a phone conversation. I did not realize that these antlers were in such bad shape. I believe these are moose, I imagine, elk. I have no idea. Maybe somebody can comment down below and let me know what these are. But they're eaten up really bad, and they look very old and like dry rotted or dried out. I've never dealt with this type of antler. I've always dealt with deer antler before, so I'm not quite sure if these are usable or not, or if they're just something I'm just going to hang on the wall and display. It's extremely light. And then on top of that, here's the knife that he wants me to rehandle. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. The handle is look like it's been split, and then the tang inserted in, and there appears to be some pins of some sort in here. You see two pins here, and you go all the way through on the other side. It's split really bad. The wood split here. And it's got some sort of like glue going around. So I don't know if it's a full tang, a rat tail. I don't know. It's got some pins in it though. So, but it's completely dulled up. I mean, it's not even. It's got flat spots on it. It's not even near being sharp. The blade design is kind of interesting though. I kind of like the way it looks. It's kind of like a little miniature bolo with the top here, or a little miniature nest hook or something like that. And this is what he wanted me to rehandle for him, and then obviously, you know, sharpen it up, clean up the blade a little bit. So clamp down the knife, and the file test does work pretty well. It just kind of skates right across it. It doesn't dig in at all, especially on the blade. I mean, it's obviously a hardened piece of steel, which is good. It looks like some sort of a homemade knife that somebody would just make out of some mild steel or just some scrap steel, but actually it's the file slides right off it pretty good, so that's promising. About 11 inches, 11 and a half inches, something like that long. Blade's a good 6 inches, about a 5-inch handle on the knife, so it's a pretty good sized knife. Like about 1.5 inches wide. It's got some thickness to it, so it's not bad. Alright, here's what we've done with Mike's knife. We've taken the handle off. You see it's a full tang knife, which is good. I'm glad to see that, rather than a rat tail. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use it as a full tang or convert it to a rat tail, push through, whatever you want to call that. Started drilling out the rivets, and then just took a hammer to it and just knocked off one side, knocked off the other side, pushed the pins right through. So it ended up being a lot easier than I thought. I don't understand exactly what they were trying to accomplish here, but it's like they made, to make the handle large enough, the handle had to be bigger than the actual blade, so they just filled in the crack with some sort of epoxy. So here's what we have left over. I'm going to take this and sand this down, try to get this flat, and then sand all this down, and then start thinking about what kind of handle materials I'm going to be using. Whether I want to convert this to a push tang, rat tail tang, whatever you want to call that, and use like deer antler or even some wood. I can even use some wood, but you know, that I know why they made it bigger, because that fits better in their hand. than that. That's just too small. It's just not big enough. So not sure how I'm going to approach that problem. Got the baby monitor in the shop, and just in case kind of thing. So you're hearing my baby. It sounds like she's getting a diaper changed. Alright, here's Michael's knife after doing the initial sanding on it, putting it down on the belt sander, and just flat sanding it. I'm not sure if you could see this video, but it's 8-324. But it's just curious. I'm just, it's just kind of one of those makes you wonder type thing. Why would somebody stamp it and then basically kind of cover it up with a handle? It was a handle from here down. You can clearly see the 8 on there. But anyway, this is just sanded down with 80 grit on the sander. Came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I still haven't decided on what I'm gonna do about this handle, because really, like I said earlier, it's kind of small. I think even if I put something fat on there, I still think it would be too small. The thing I could do was, obviously to cut it down and make it a push tang, get a piece of antler or something. Not this piece, obviously this is for another knife, but something like this, and put it on there. That look kind of cool. That's for a more knife I'm working on. But I'm going to bring a ferro rod in here and try to strike it with a ferro rod to see if this is a carbon steel blade or if it's stainless steel. That's kind of the easiest way I know about deciding that. I don't know, either way. I know some guys watch the sparks or whatever, but the easiest way I know is to strike it against a ferro rod and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, I got my ferro rod. There's a blade. I'm just going to... So yeah, it is striking the ferro rod, which, as you know, if it was not a carbon steel blade, it would not strike the ferro rod. So that's pretty good. That's a good indication that this might actually be a pretty decent knife when it's done. So that's pretty exciting. I'm excited. I'm already going to keep. I'm going to keep the blade shape the same. I'm not going to change any of this geometry. I'm going to put a convex grind on here, and I might put a small Scandi section in here, like I'm working on my machetes. I do have some of the machetes that I'm working on, so I might do something like that. Again, I have no idea. I just got this knife today, so the ideas are still running through my head, and I like to sleep on major stock removal ideas. If I were to take this down into a push tang for like, an antler or a bone or something like that, I got some buffalo bone that might work pretty good. Just real quick, I just kind of grabbed this out of my pile, but something like that. I don't know, it's probably actually too big. Buffalo kind of dwarfs the knife kind of dwarfs the buffalo once you put that on there. Maybe something smaller. Bone, I have quite a bit of bone that I can work with, so something, use this half here for this. It's a nice leg bone. This was the neighbor who wouldn't turn his music down. No, I'm just kidding, it's just deer bone. Yeah, this is looking pretty promising right here. Something like that. Rat tang inside there. So I have a lot of options. I also have some slabs of wood, some slabs of water buffalo, and other things I could do with this. So, gonna sleep on it, gonna think about it, and probably come out here tomorrow and work on it some more.